Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Welcome to all my new subscribers. It means the world to me, every single one of you. Today we're going to do a little reading. Again, I still don't have my tables, so it's kind of hard to do it the way that I'd like to. So I guess what we're going to do is we're going to do a twin flame. It's going to be 18 plus because the cards that we're using are sensual wicked tarot, which is sexual, and then the tarot of sexual magic. So let's see, and excuse my fingers because I was just spray painting, so yeah. Whoops. So let's start off with the divine feminine. So this is if you are someone who identifies as being on a twin flame journey. Just remember that being on a twin flame journey is a unique experience. It's awesome to read, you know, I think knowledge is power. Get all the information that you can. But when it comes to spreading yourself too thin in other people's thoughts, try to hold back from that. If you're on this journey, then one of the most important things you're going to learn is self. I personally believe that the twin flame journey really is within yourself. I think it's balancing the masculine and feminine within yourself, becoming whole within yourself, going through your shadow side, going through, you know, your light side, finding the balance of, you know, the duality within yourself. When you, I think, become whole is when you are ready to start your mission. And if you're someone that identifies as being on a twin flame journey, in my personal opinion, I feel that you're here for a purpose. Everyone different, every, you know, journey is going to be different, but yeah, I strongly believe that it's within yourself. And when you find that balance, and you're always going to, you know, whoa, you're always going to, you know, be on this journey. Therefore, you're always going to be 3D in some way. You're always going to need to, you know, check yourself. You're not here for perfection. I don't believe that that's anybody's mission here. Let me not babble too long, but I hope that that, you know, made sense. I'm not saying that you don't have a partner. I'm saying that until you become whole within yourself, you know, the good old fashioned, if you can't love yourself, who, you know, who can? I think that that applies in this sense in a different sort of more powerful way, because you are here for a mission. We all are twin flame, very different. I think you're here for a very special, sort of more earth shattering. And remember that you can change the world for one person who changes the world for one person who can change the whole world. Never discount, you know, how big or small or what they're doing versus what you're doing, and their purpose to your purpose. When you become whole within yourself and you start the journey of what you believe your, you know, divine reason for being here is, I do believe that you will find the person that is, you know, meant to be with you on that path. And because we put so many labels on ourselves and everyone around us, I think that it can close our minds off to people that do come into our lives, you know, because I labeled somebody my twin flame, and there are such things as karmics, and there's soulmates, and there's, you know, life partners, and there's, you know, friends and relatives, and, you know, there's all of these categories. But at the end of the day, it's really just love, and love is infinite. You know, you can have 5 kids or, you know, 20 aunts. You love them all. It might be different. You might have a large group of friends. There might be the people that you let in close to you. And I do believe that there is that one special person out there for everybody. I just don't believe it's always, I don't believe that it's our mission to be finding that other person, if that makes sense. Anyways, that was a babble. what else can you expect from me? But let's check in. Let's check in with the Divine Femme and find out what is the current energy for the Divine Feminine. Okay, so we have the Ten of Wands. Oh, sorry. We have the King of Cups, King of Chalices. And then we have the Magician. So the overall energy for the Divine Feminine, definitely within your power right now. Definitely creating, definitely, that's the word of the day, definitely. Really just being, yeah, you're really in your power right now, Divine Femme. You could be coming to the completion of something. You can feel like you are moving on to the next step of, you know, anything from a relationship to a career to, you know, just your life in general. You can be feeling an air of, you know, sort of confidence, like you've got this and you do have this. You can feel very within sort of that divine feminine energy, like that really sort of soft side of the feminine. You could be really sort of cuddly with your partner right now. It might be a very sort of romantic time as opposed to like a you know, the difference between fucking and making love. It could be a very like making love time right now, and you can feel very sort of in control, but in a very feminine way. Very sort of taken care of. Oops, sorry. You see how he's got his hand on her and she's kind of like, oh. And then he's got her in the sort of bush. And the leaves are sort of twirling around them. So, and then with the Magician, it can feel like just like a very magical time right now. Like things are just kind of falling together for you. And remember that that doesn't have to be in a relationship. Obviously, we're here for the twin flame journey. And so, you know, obviously we're going to, you know, go there first. But I'm also getting just like, you can also just feel like things are just coming together in your life and that you're being taken care of by, you know, whoever, the universe even. It can feel, yeah, very magical, very like, wow, how did that happen? And, you know, oh, really? You could be getting surprises. You could be, you know, maybe somebody is sort of favoring you right now, and that feels sort of, you can feel a little guarded against it too because it's not something that you're used to. So you can feel very like, you know, like you're holding, you know, your back up. For lack of a better explanation here. I think maybe we'll pull a couple more cards. So if that's the energy that we're feeling in our power and, you know, just very, whoa, very balanced. The give and take can be, you know, quite maybe even right now. Okay, so the overall energy. So what can Divine Feminine be working on right now? What is anything that should be brought to her attention? Okay. So we have the Three of Wands. Again, just that very kind of passion. You can, okay, so see their feet, they both have, he has a sorry, a red ribbon on his. She has a red ribbon on hers. You can feel very connected to your partner right now. You might be with your twin flame. That's a huge possibility right now. So you might be connecting again. If you've heard the story of the red string of fate, I'm very, very loosely quoting it, but you know, you have a red string tied to your, you know, pinky, whatever body, and the other person has theirs, and it progressively gets shorter until you get together, and it can never be removed, something along those lines. For the Three of Wands, sorry guys, I didn't mean to like go blank there. I'm just trying to, yeah, okay, that is the, okay, so the Six of Chalices. So if the overall energy is feeling kind of like magical, again, when I said that it didn't have to be about romance, it can absolutely mean that things are kind of, you know, going smoothly for you on that front. But the other thing that I'm getting is things are kind of coming together in your life in general. So again, career, home, you know, family, basically any area of your life that doesn't have to do with romance. But with that being said, because things are going so smoothly, it is making you sort of nostalgic, and you know, you are you know, thinking about somebody. You could be, if you're with your partner now, you could be thinking of better times, sort of the good old days. We have the Eight of Chalices, yeah. Yeah, really, really focused on the past, but not in a sad way, and not in a very nostalgic way. So a very healthy way to sort of be thinking about the past. Like, she's got the flowers, and then he's holding her. It's like he's kind of pulling her close, and she's like, no, but I just get this sense of, you see how she is in the middle of these two memories of sort of kissing and then pulling away. So the message that I'm getting is really evaluating a situation fully. Nostalgia is something you can use in your favor right now, in the sense of, you know, your partner. If, and I'm going to talk to the divine feminines, might be a little gangsta. If you are in any way, shape, or form in a partnership, the nostalgia can be something that can be used in your favor, in the sense that you know your partner, and Spirit's asking you to remember that you know your partner, and to not sort of revert to the, you know, pulling away and to, yeah, okay, so like to you catch more flies with honey, you know, if the both of you are sort of being cold, if you play, you know, that game back and forth, it's not going to get anywhere. And so while you're sitting there thinking about, you know, better times, and you both, you know, might want this, you know, positive thing to happen, because you're focusing on the negative of the situation, and not necessarily negative, but, you know, say your partner has a bad day, rubs you the wrong way, says something stupid, you know, any of those kind of triggers. And or not, or nothing at all. Okay, that's the other thing. And not in, I am hopefully talking to my femmes that are, you know, far enough along on your journey that you know self-love is number one. And so this isn't about a negative back and forth. This isn't about somebody, you know, treating you poorly. This isn't about you know, hoping that somebody feels a certain way but they don't say, like, I'm not talking about that kind of, you know, he doesn't say anything to you, not in that. I'm talking about reading between the lines. I'm talking about not romanticizing your partner himself, like that the essence of him himself is still kept intact from things like nostalgia. You know that, you know, for example, maybe your guy expresses himself a certain way, and you know this, and you wish that he would, you know, you wish that he would do it in a different way. But the fact of the matter is, to a certain degree, a person is who they are, and we can't push anybody on a, you know, a journey, not purposely. We're all put here for, you know, all kinds of reasons, and you never know why you cross somebody's path. But let me not babble on in this. It's, you can't push somebody to be who you want them to be. If you love somebody, then you have to accept them for who they are. If, again, you know, it's not a, if you have an interaction and you're leaving it feeling negative, feeling like you were mistreated in any way, then again, that is another lesson that we have on this journey, which is to, you know, communicate properly, to be able to not live too much in the past and romanticize something that you want to sort of pull away from. That's another message that's coming through. So why don't we ask Spirit, what's some advice that Spirit can give the Divine Feminine dealing in any of the situations that we just talked about? And I see the star gleaming in the sky, and you know, whether you're wishing upon a star, or I just got like nighttime, it's kind of dark in both these pictures. Make sure that you are treating and being treated the way you want to. You know, what's done in the dark always comes to light, and we deserve to be loved in front of everybody. You know, we deserve to not be secrets. We deserve not to be side this and you know, on the fence that. I'm not saying that you could push anybody into the position that you want them to be in, or even that you want to be in their lives, but you can absolutely remove yourself from any situation that you're not leaving feeling good about. And not every situation is, you know, lollipops and rainbows. There are a lot of negative situations that I've left, but there's so many lessons, or, you know, things that I learned from it. And you know, that could be after days of crying on the floor. It's not like I'm like, oh, what did I get from that? But it's just a reminder. What's some advice that you can give us, Spirit? Oh, okay. We got quite a little hefty pile here. So we got the 7 of Chalices, the 6 of Wands, the Queen of Wands. In every picture, this is a woman is being admired. Queen of Pentacles and the World. So I just want to show you again. I just said, you know, we really need to find our worth, and I just want to show you that in every single card that we just pulled. And again, excuse my spray painty fingers. This woman is being, you know, made love to. She's being admired with her, you know, butt being grabbed. He's He's, at her feet. He's watching her get undressed. Sorry, I'm getting so many things all at once. So again, if this is what you want for yourself, then you have to express that. It's, first of all, we can't make anybody guess. And so that goes both ways. And although absolutely, sometimes you got to read between the lines and yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. It's also a reminder that you have somebody in your life that this is, for whoever this resonates with, you have somebody in your life that worships you. And again, in a healthy way, you have somebody that loves you fully, that really does admire you. And so don't get stuck in any mind state that doesn't help you grow. Don't get stuck in the past. Don't, yeah. And then the song that just came on right now is, Bryson Tiller, Would You Save Her For Me? I hope she's waiting for me. Right. So, and that, how perfect is that? You have somebody that feels this way about you. And so that is a reminder not to look past that. And that's what I mean at the beginning of the video. If you watched my ramble, when we label things, sometimes we put ourselves in a box and not all our shit fits in a box. You know what I mean? And we need to break free sometimes. And so this is a reminder that you are the world to somebody. And it doesn't matter who that somebody is right now. It's that whoever just came to mind when I said that, you mean the world. Your advice is to remember that you are the world to somebody. And that can be not just one person, but this sweater's so big, but whatever. That doesn't mean that it's just one person. You could be the world to, but to one person, you are their world. Somebody really admires you, really, really loves you. Look at he's at her feet, and then you see the heart on the table. You could have somebody admiring you, really admires you from head to toe. Like he's watching her, get undressed right now. Really just like kissing her feet and just like making her feel like the world. This might be moving. Okay, so see down in the corner, there's there's a turtle. And then here, there's a hare. Things might not progress the way that you think that they should, or, no matter what part of this journey that you're on, controlling yourself, your emotions, the situation, these are all things that we've dealt with, we will deal with, and we will continue to deal with. With power comes responsibility, when you have any kind of, desire, no matter what it is, it's something that's very driving. And so learning to control ourselves, our emotions, our want to control the situation, the outcome, the timeline, these are all things that we work on. And so your advice is to continue doing, the good that you're doing. And this is a time when the universe is going to show you that everything that you've been doing is coming back to you in a very positive way. So I want you to remember that as things are, positively progressing in your life. I don't want you to feel like the other shoe's going to drop. This is the universe, your source, God, your angels, ancestors, and guides. They want you to know that you mean the world to them, and you're here to change the world in some way. And you're protected. You're very much loved. You're never alone. And stop trying to control situations. Know that you teach people how to treat you, and all of these things that are positively going on in your life right now, they're going to continue. You're coming out of a time of learning, and embrace it, and don't wait for the other shoe to drop. Yeah, that's it for you, Divine Femme. We are going to go over to the Divine Masculine, and for him, where did I put that? We will be using the sensual Wicca. Sorry. Divine Masculine. Yeah, I was just going to say, with the song coming on, the Divine Masculine is, we got Lust that came out. So Divine Masculine is, yeah, the Divine Masculine. You've got Lust that's coming out as your energy. Just with the song that's on as well, I'm feeling a very sort of wild and free. You know, you could be feeling very frisky right now, very positive. You know, again, that open, you know, courageous. Even that came to mind. Yeah, I'm just trying to see the... Yeah, you could be going like head first into, you know, situations. You could be having some difficult situations, self-control. I'm getting more of like that lusty kind of wild and free sort of... Yeah, you could be handling your business, you know, just kind of going head on into something. So you got the Seven of Cups. So again, going against the stream. So yeah, with that combined with lust, you could be really, you know, facing difficult situations, but actually facing them. So even if it means kind of going against yeah, right. You're not focusing on what's going wrong, or, you know, like here where there's a couple cups knocked down. You're not focusing on the couple of things that might or are going not according to plan. You see that there are still, you know, plenty of reasons to sort of continue forward. And so you are continuing forward. That with the, you know, the lust card where, you know, with the horse, kind of that wild and free vibe, and, you know, just letting it flow. Yeah, I also get sort of going into, you see how oh, sorry, the other way. She's not looking where she's going. She's just got her arms up in the air, and, you know, so you could be going into sort of new situations. And again, I got that lusty vibe. So maybe, you know, maybe you're putting yourself out there in some way, and just kind of going into it sort of head first, unknown, and seeing, yeah, just going with the flow of that. We also got the Ten of Wands. So yeah, very lusty vibe. And, you know, you could, again, a difficult situation as well. So I think there's two different, and please forgive me for going back and forth, but I think there's two different situations. Take whatever resonates, you know, dump the rest, as they all say. You could be feeling very, yeah, like, very pressed, very like, oppressed. You might be very in your head right now. You might be wrapping up a situation. That could be the difficult situation that you're going against the stream, or the, yeah. Sorry, I don't think I actually said anything. I just said, yeah, Sage of Cups. Yeah, but feeling, again, very victorious, not thinking about what's going wrong, but again, just that vibe of just like going for it, like, taking burdens and kind of, you know, mastering something. The Accolade of Swords. Yeah, it's, you see how it's kind of all the same vibe here? I just want to... It's like you're by yourself, you're wild and free, you've got control of this, you feel like, you know, the king. You don't care if you're going in the light or the dark, and not in a negative way, but just in a very, you know, you've been burned at the stake, you've gone against the current, you know, you're sort of seeing the light, you're seeing the light sort of in your mind as well as in your situation. And so I think you're just getting the courage up to really go for it, whatever it may be. And again, I said this with the Divine Feminine, it doesn't mean that it is necessarily a romantic relationship. As so far, I just see somebody going straight for, so whether that's your career, you know, whether you're family, you could be, you know, going against. And when I say going against, I just mean, yeah, you could be standing, I say, yeah, you could be standing up for yourself, for example. You could be putting somebody in their place, putting boundaries around yourself, really elevating yourself, and that can be hard for people too. I think that's why we can feel very, you know, in our heads or burned at the stake for, you know, going against the current. It can feel very unsupportive at times. And so I think that this is a time when you are really kind of going it alone, but in a very powerful way. Like, you don't need anybody else. You've got this. You really got this. And you're starting to see that kind of more and more. And so you could be putting yourself out there in multiple different situations. You know what I mean? You could be advancing or, you know, putting yourself out there at work. You could be also putting yourself out there on a, you know, romantic front, and you could also be battling, you know, battling those demons, those thoughts, those negatives, whether they be, you know, 3D or in our mind or whatever. You're really going in that darkness and shedding some light on it, whether you're burning or not. Can we have some advice for the Divine Masculine? Some advice that we can have for the Divine Masculine. We have, okay, again, yeah, that Ace of Wands. So for that group that's like putting themselves out there romantically, you can be feeling very, very sexual, very, you know, confident within your own, you know, very confident within your body right now, very bad boyish, again, that lusty vibe. So you could be really, you could be really feeling that right now. You have the Maiden of Swords. So again, just kind of like on your shit, and, you know, yeah, that Fool's rush in, you know, she's obviously not, you know, a knight, and she can barely hold the sword, but she looks like she's going in anyways, right? And that could be sort of your mentality right now. You might be just putting yourself out there and really feeling yourself. Yeah, again, Three of Wands. So it's that very, like, again, and I just got, yeah, you might be really putting yourself out there. You might have a couple things going on, and I'm going to take that in a more sexual way to say that, you know, you might be dipping and doing on both sides of the, yeah, both sides of the fence, as well as, you know, maybe you are sort of doing the party thing, and that's something that obviously wouldn't go as a popular opinion sort of thing, but you don't really care. You're just kind of going forward with it. And I know that's sort of left field, so, you know, only take what resonates for sure. But yeah, again, it's like And that could just be, again, you could just also be very lusty right now, not necessarily putting yourself out there for actual people. You might be feeling very sexual, but to get off of the sexual part of it, you might also just be on the start of something, sort of taking baby steps towards your goal. Whether you, again, we said at the beginning that fools rush in, that courage, that like going face first, wild and free. You might not have a lot of, you know, knowledge or support. You might be walking into the unknown, but you're sort of doing it anyways. Yeah, making plans for the future, which might be something that might be, you know, different for you. You have the Seven of Swords. So this talks about, you might have somebody in your life that, you know, if you can see, I don't know if it'll focus. Come on. Oh, or just knock everything down. There you go. She has a very like deceptive look. She's stealing the swords. Like you might have somebody in your life right now that is very, you know, wearing a false mask, you know, very cunning, you know, again, with the Maiden of Swords and then the Three, you know, you might have a very like sort of cunning person, somebody that is, you or someone that is maybe playing a little bit more on the dark side right now, and you might need to sort of balance that out. And that kind of went a little bit yeah, left there. I can't remember if we said that that was advice that we were asking for. If I was going to take advice from this, I would say that you do need to watch out for, you know, those false people in your life, or being a false person, but that's not what I'm getting. I'm getting, you know, somebody that might be going along to get along, but not in a going along to get along. No. Yeah, I just keep getting false masks. Somebody that's telling you what you want to hear. Somebody that's, you know, lying, cheating, stealing from you. Or you from anyone else. Advice from that. Definitely watch out for that. I think if I said that and anything came to your mind, then I would say that you already know, and that's something that you would have to explore if that applied to you. Anything else you would like to tell us, Spirit, before we let this very long video end? What can the Divine Masculine do with this energy? Any advice that we can give going forward? I feel like that was what we just pulled. Can we have advice for the Divine Masculine moving forward in this energy, both with the positive, moving forward into this new sort of level of both inner work, and I think you're leveling up, like I said, outside in different aspects of your life as well. And then on the other side, we got the Seven of Swords. So can you give us any advice about that, or any advice just on how to move forward? Okay, so we have the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, you could feel like you're up against, you know, a wall right now. We got the Five of Swords and the Mother of Wands. So yeah, again, see the wall. And you could be, again, you could have somebody in your life that is kind of maybe controlling right now. You have two fives, so you're definitely in for a change of some sort, and I feel like you're at the head of that. Like you're making the change, and I think that that's going to be something that builds you up in a way that you haven't known before, and so it is a little bit unknown, and it's scary too when we're risking things in our life. You know, sometimes when we do level up, we lose people around us. Sometimes we, you know, we get these opportunities and, you know, to move and grow, or to, you know, try something that we haven't done before, to do something of the unknown. And when we get to make those decisions, it's very empowering, but it can be very scary as well. You might, you know, definitely with the two walls, you and the Mother of Wands, you might feel, very specifically, you might feel like you are, you know, at risk of losing your family. You might feel, yeah, like loss, fear, abandonment. You might be feeling also at a loss for, you might be feeling a loss for a couple different reasons. You could be feeling a loss for financial reasons. You could also be feeling a loss of, a fear of abandonment. Yeah, fear of a change, fear of sort of a delusion being broken. Because, and I say that to say, if you're scared of losing somebody, there's already something there to look into. You know what I mean? Like, the people that we're solid with, and, you know, I don't have a lot of them, but just for example, say, you know, your kids, and not, we won't even go with adult children, but we'll say, you know, your babies. There's no fear that the baby's going to get up and leave you, if that makes sense. Your dog, your, you know, something that's dependent on you, you love in a different way, and you're sort of free in yourself, and you know, give openly. But everybody else, it's not unconditional. And so what conditions everyone has would be different. But in this case, you could really be feeling like the conditions of people's love for you is going to be altered. And because you are confident that you are going this way, but you know it's not going to be something that everybody else is going to maybe understand, want, you know, so on and so on. You could be feeling like, if this is the way that I'm going, I'm now fearing risking, you know, this whole other side of things. And then on top of that, also sort of fearing, you know, like, oh, sorry, like we all do. Am I making the right decision? Do I have enough? That just came to my mind. You have the Sage of Pentacles, maybe saving up and feeling like the time's not really, you know, that time's not really coming. Maybe it's taking too long. Again, I had this with the Divine Feminine. Maybe the timeline's not working the way that you want it to. You could be feeling overworked. You could be feeling unappreciated. You have the Three of Cups, but it was reversed. So again, the Three of Cups. So I'm going to take it both ways, because I think there is a very positive story in here. And that is one of, you know, really becoming who you say you are, becoming who you want to be, but on your own terms, for yourself, as much as it might be, you know, inspired by, or you hope so and so, but really it's for yourself, and it's a private journey that you're going on. And so I think that's a reason to celebrate. And I think that having the courage to move forward into the unknown in any way is very scary, but it's the bravest, you know, it's the bravest thing that you could do for yourself. Because if you can align with your true path and find that true ultimate love for yourself, find the balance between the dark and the light. You know, we all have a dark side. We all don't dive into it. You know what I mean? We all don't get pushed to it. We all don't get to discover ourselves fully. So I feel like you really are discovering yourself fully and allowing yourself, even if it's step by step, to really start understanding yourself and getting, you know, getting in there and realizing that, you know, your dark isn't your whole and your light isn't your whole. And again, it's finding that balance within yourself. I think we're always our own worst critics, but in this situation, you might also feel like you have, like, you know, a bit of the world on your shoulders. It is reversed, but we have the Mother. So again, that sort of responsibility, and Mother came up twice. So you could be feeling like you either are going to gain or lose a mother. You have the Seven of Pentacles. So again, a lot of family vibes right now. The Acolyte of Wands. Acolyte, sorry. I don't even know if I'm still saying it. The Six of Swords. So yeah, it's sort of like you don't want anyone to feel like out in the cold. You don't want anyone to feel like you're yeah, like the song just said, things are going to be different, I promise. So you could be really feeling like you don't want anyone to feel out in the cold. You really want to, you know, move forward in a positive way. It could especially have to do with family. Again, the Ace of Pentacles. So is sort of getting that money. The Magician, the Divine Feminine got the Magician as well. So really feeling within your power. And with the Ace of Pentacles too, you could be feeling very protective over your family. So that could be, again, one of those sort of burdens with the world on your you know, shoulders and knives in your back. You're still moving forward. And again, you know, the ship's still sailing. And keep in mind too, I don't think any of those are actually there, right? Like those four are sticking up, you know, and so let them sort of, let them try and come at you, because I feel like at this point you are just, again, you're in that king sort of energy, that very very warrior vibe, very like, I've got everything I need right now and I know that, and I'm going to move forward with it. Your advice from all of that I would say is to remember that you are the Magician and you do have everything that you need. And so if you need to be, you know, reminded of that, then please know that now you have everything you need to move forward. For a lot of things in life, it's great to plan, and it's great to have these, you know, just this like knowing of, you know, you're going to go here, it's going to happen like this, it's going to, but not everything is like that. Some things are unknown, and it's unknown for a reason, a purpose, and it is better that way. And so remember that you do have that, you know, warrior within you. You have everything that you need. And if you are protecting your family, just know that the universe is too. Your angels, guides, and ancestors are with you always, watching over you. What is meant for you, you can have, as long as you are in your power and you decide to listen to your intuition, listen to your heart, listen to your mind, listen to, you know, listen to what's in your mind, body, and soul. Because I think it takes a combination of all three of those things, you know. I'm going to leave it at that for now, because this is like an incredibly long video, and honestly, I can't imagine anybody listening to 48 minutes of me blabbing. But if you did, like, I literally hope you come into a huge, abundant, you know, just, I hope there's the best luck for you. And I really appreciate it. And I hope that any of what I said made sense. No matter where you are on your journey, just remember that unconditional love starts with you, and then you can provide it for the rest of the world, because it is the only currency that really matters. Thanks for joining me, and please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye guys. Namaste.